out of control. Held down by so many things. Every night and day, my soul remains chained. I wanna fly away. They say never keep your life. You gotta stay strong. How long will I last? I'm barely holding on. Tiptoe through lightning bolts. In and out of clouds like war. Through the wind as it blows. I now have icicles. My pain is not contained. I feel I'm hiding blue. Caught in a hurricane. Venture to the unknown. Wish I could fly. Am I living to die? Doing my best to survive. A wounded soul try to rise. What if I could fly? All the places I would go. Kamikaze die.
Oh shit.
Head first, out of control. Baby, I'm the liquor to the bone. To the madness, I can help you soar all alone. I pray for the best to the broken dream. Ain't never subsides, just what you need.
To the ancestors, known and unknown, Ashe. To the gods, known and unknown, Ashe. All the praise, all the glory be to the Most High. What's going on, guys? It's your favorite Cosmic Warrior, back at you with another Galactic Transmission. You know, I intended to do a reading today, this rising, but now as I was starting to set up, I decided not to. I decided to play a bunch of videos for you. Right? And I have a lot saved since the last time. And why do I have so many? Partially, I want to say procrastination, but partially it's also perfectionist in me, right? Some of them tie in together, some of them don't. You know, the perfectionist in me wanted to wait longer so I could go and sort them out and, you know, group them together to what goes together. But then I didn't. I was gonna say I didn't get around to it. I chose not to get around to it, I guess. I could have made the time, but I didn't. But also, it is what it is. We're just gonna get into it. All right. This is all stuff that that I found, you know, that resonates with me. Some of the videos are old news to me. Some of them it's you know, it's old information spun in a new way. Some of it's old information just resurfacing. Some of it's new information that just resonates with me. But my intuition and my discernment, you know, tells me that there's truth in them, right? 100% truth. I don't like to say 100%, right? But there is definitely truth in every single one of them, and a lot of truths in them. It's a lot, right? It's a lot of shattering the veils, right? But that's me, you know. I'm a veil assassin. You know, I'm here to use my voice, the voice of authenticity, to spread the truth, to spread truth. You know, not misinformation, not disinformation, but truth. And it's truths that I know, you know, and know, not believe, that I know, but it's also, you know, truths that I've found internally. It's what I don't want to say believe, because I don't, it's a resonating truth to me, right? Every single one of these videos I'm about to play. And there's a lot of crazy shit in it, but let's tap into it. You know, I'm not even gonna, see, I could have scrolled through and went to where I left off last, but we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna start with the most recent one that I saved, and we'll just work our way backwards, I guess, because there's no really rhyme or reason to it. It's all useful information, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna break it up anyways, so. And I also, never mind, I don't need to get into that. Where am I going? So the irony of as I was getting ready and preparing to come on, this is a video that played, and Bob Marley, amazing man. The lessons that he the truth that he spoke, the love that he spoke, just an amazing man. But this is the video that popped up.
Liberate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Would you help to sing another song of freedom? All I ever have, redemption songs, yeah, redemption songs. One more thing. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Oh,
freeing ourselves from mental slavery. We have to free our minds so that we can free our souls. But no one else can do it but us. Demon Slayer, God's Demon Slayer. That's a title that I've earned, I've achieved, through slaying my own demons, through slaying my addictions, my habits, my mentalities, my false programming, from defeating everything that was holding me back. And it's the systems only work if we subscribe to them. They only continue to work as long as we continue to subscribe to them. But when we start disconnecting, but it's disconnecting from what? We're disconnecting from false sources. And when we disconnect from the false source, we open ourselves up to be available to the true source, the Most High. And that's what it's all about, is opening ourselves up to the Most High. But to open ourselves up to the Most High, we have to disconnect from the 3D. We got to disconnect from all the bonds, all the chains, the physical, the mental, the emotional, the chains that aren't visible through eyes. Because the chains that they have us chained in our mind, and in return they have us chained in our soul, because they know they can't stop our fighting spirits from coming back. They know that. And so what do? They get us to trap ourselves in our mind. And notice how I said they get us to trap ourselves, because they can only attempt to, but for it to succeed, we have to allow it to. We're in full control of our life, regardless if we realize it or not. Our success is fully in our hands, and our failure is fully in our hands as well. But it's the realization of that. What do we got next?
Well, everybody's gonna get it.
This is an interesting one.
Well, everybody.
So I am a Trump supporter, but I'm also a Trump critic. I don't agree with everything the man does, and I will point out the right that I see him doing, but at the same time, I'm going to point out the wrong that I see him doing. But I'm also going to point out the stuff that I haven't quite labeled yet. I'm also going to point out just bits of information and things that I've found that I've find interesting and useful, and I'm sharing it with you.
Who's going to get in trouble? It's a question of how do you get out of trouble. And, well, everybody's going to get in trouble. It's a question of how do you get out of trouble. And I did it by working smart. More importantly than anything else is by using my own brain. You know, I've done things, but I'm not in any trouble, and I'm doing well, and I'm making money.
Well, you're making the same mistakes that I am.
Yeah, I came in with a saw. Ooh, yeah, I came in with a saw. Bitch, I play real wrong. Yeah, bitch, I play real wrong. Yeah, I came in.
Well, everybody's going to get in trouble. It's a question of how
You
you
know,
get out of trouble.
the fact that Diddy was saying you're making the same mistakes that I am, it's that doesn't sit with me very nice. That doesn't sit with me very well. Not at all. Especially observing things that happen, things that are going on. You know, the people that are being protected. You know, in one sense, I see a lot of transparency, but in another sense, I see a lot of protecting. But out of his own words, through his own words, he said that the releasing of the Epstein file are going to hurt a lot of people close to him. And that should tell you a lot. But then again, who else is it's going to hurt? It's going to hurt a lot of our idols, our false idols, people that we put on pedestals, stars, the people that we look up to, the people that we think are good people, because we only see what they choose and what they allow us to see. We don't see what they do behind closed doors. We don't see what they do at those parties. But there's stories, there's rumors, there's videos, there's pictures. There's a lot. What is done in the dark always comes to the light. Always. No way. It's unavailable already? I just saved this video. How is it already? Wow, okay. I guess that's my sign. I should have shared it sooner.
Justin? No. Because as of the last time we had our 60-minute interview, you talked to me about home ownership. And you asked me whether everyone should own a home. And I told you no, it's too risky.
So the financial collapse of 2008 is because of hardworking African Americans, Hispanics, and whites who wanted to have a ownership stake in the society that all rests on their shoulders. They're the culprits. Justin?
No. Because as of the last time we had our 60-minute interview, you talked to me about home ownership.
Yeah, it's too risky. Home ownership is too risky. Too risky for who? Too risky for who? To those that are trying to keep us enslaved. In an ID world of the elite, we would own nothing. It comes out of their own words, out of their own mouths. The World Economic Forum, the World Enslavement Forum. BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard, motherfucking demons.
Those against?
Maybe for some we have the wrong nationality, the wrong faith, the wrong skin color. But we are humans, and we should be treated as such. Is there a UN charter for Israel that is different from the charter you all have? Tell us. Is there an international law for them, an international law for us? Do they have the right to kill, and the only right we have is to die? What the hell does Israel need to do more for this council to act under Chapter 7. What more can they do for this council to act under Chapter 7? Or will this council be the last place on earth that cannot recognize a threat to peace when they see it? When it is so glaring, so undeniable. You are witnessing the attempt to annihilate a nation, destroy a nation. It is not even hidden, it is in plain sight. And yet the very tools designed to respond to these situations are not being used. So which one is it? Are Palestinian lives not worth saving? Or does Israel have a license to kill?
You know, with the new peace group that's formed, I have many thoughts of the UN. Main thoughts. My thought for the longest time should have been we never should have been into NATO. Never. It was formed out of malicious things. It's not a good formation. It never was. Hasn't been. Not even that. The U.S. has been forking a lot of it. A lot of it. It's funny because Trump starts demanding that other people pull their own weight. But is it that much to ask? Why do us, the American taxpayers, always have to pay for everything? Why do we always have to fund everything? Why do we always have to send our sons, our brothers, our Americans to go fight these wars for other people and to die? Why? And then we have to pay for everything too. Why? That ain't right. That's not what we signed up for. It was supposed to be everyone pulling their own weight, was it not? It was. I completely agree with the dismantling of the UN. The UN that has the flat earth map on their wall. The UN that it looks like a giant snake. The UN. Are your eyes open yet? Are you still shutting them on purpose because you don't want to see the truth? Because the truth is scary. Because the truth is mind-blowing. The deceit, the malicious, the devilish actions of those that we're supposed to entrust with peace, the ones that we're supposed to entrust with safety, the ones that we're supposed to entrust. In whom do we put our trust? The fact that the UN strictly was formed to what? To stop the things that are happening right fucking now. And where are they? Nowhere to be fucking found. To form another League of Peace. To sit there and to plan, to start making blueprints for buildings that you're gonna build upon the bones of the Palestinians. While they're still shedding blood, while there's still bombs dropping on them, while they're still dying of hunger, and we're sitting there planning how to profit off of the fucking land. Including that in the Oval Office. Distasteful. Shameful. This is a kind of long one, and there's a lot of information in here. There's a lot of people are going to find it distasteful language. I even find it distasteful language, and I swear a lot, right? But there's a lot of truths in here, and a lot of credible information. It's I'm just gonna play this.
Into this bitch ass fake ass new year, and we already exposed a bunch of house coonigans. And I'm back once again after exposing Billy Carson in 19 Keys. And today, now we exposing this bitch ass licker and nut licker, 69 punk, pedophile bitch ass. We're going to expose how he sacrificed his son, and we're also going to expose bitch ass Cinderella Princess Ro Posen, aka Ro Chosen Smoofy Goofy House nigga ass, on how he sold his soul to Illuminati with video proof. But show proof how this nigga does voodoo on little kids and is a pedophile and likes to touch little kids and he likes to rape little boys and girls. Wait till the end because this bitch ass nigga tried to fly me out after exposing him. Trying to set me up, trying to be a pedophile with me with his faggot ass. Bend on my grown ass man and I'll stump the fuck out his bitch ass with my fucking fist on his motherfucking throat. Nigga, you not no gangster, nigga. You not no spiritual conscious, nigga. You a whole fucking crackhead ass licker, nigga. Get the fuck out of here. But yeah, we're also gonna expose how Yaki Awakened was selling fake herbs to people, and that was Dr. Sebi's son who exposed him with that. So stay tuned. Now watch this. One last warning, because I am about to expose these homo-coon sexual ass niggas. Unconsensual ass, faggot ass lickers, and fucking pedophiles. I'll just bring up all the fucking clips.
Don't check with the Illuminati. Look at that shit. The Illuminati? Yes. What about my mom? So the Illuminati is real? Yes, it's real. What you mean you speaking that? I don't think you could leave the Illuminati. Yes, I'm the first person to leave. I made the ultimate sacrifice. I made the ultimate sacrifice, not out the Illuminati. I'm the first person that...
You know, first off, you can't just leave. You don't just leave. The stuff that they have on you to even join, you can't just leave. They don't allow you to just leave. Lie. That's a lie.
Think about it. Yeah, I sacrificed my son. Your son? I know.
Sacrificed his son out of his own words. His own mouth. Truth. Quran. Truth. Sacrifices made. Sacrifices.
Faggot sacrificed their fucking son.
He can't speak on
Wait till I put the other clip.
Let's see what's going on. He don't want to speak on that. So that's how I got out. So I'm half Illuminati and half straight.
Nigga, how you half Illuminati, half street? You a fucking sellout.
So how you know about this?
But you're conscious. Nigga, you're a crackhead.
You can't talk about it. See, I'm half, so I can talk about it.
You're not no conscious.
He got
Nigga,
29
you're a
times.
bum crackhead, nigga.
29 times.
Being
He be in the same room, walk around like it ain't nothing. And he...
you a double agent
I
waiting
didn't know
both
what he
sides.
did. Like, we was coming here, all of a sudden he just popped up. So I'm like, what the fuck did he just hit? So you don't never know too much about that. So we don't want to speak on that. We can't speak on that too much.
Yeah, because you want to know why he said he can't talk too much about it? Because he's a controlled punk bitch, being broken by the white man and being raped by the fucking white man. He's an ass licker and a fucking balls licker to Uncle Sam's bitch ass, nigga. With your venomous tongue, nigga, looking like Venom with your faggot ass, nigga. Looking like Venom and Predator with your whack ass locks, nigga. Fucking ugly ass, goofy ass crackhead. Now let's pull up another
This is
one.
like fake. And you gotta kill him.
What?
Nah. So you always gotta kill the devil. And then sometimes the devil come in the form of your kids.
Nigga, huh?
Kill the devil.
Nigga, stay off your track.
How would you be able to identify that? Well,
You know,
Nigga out here smoking crack and
you know, sacrificing your own child. We know that Bible story, right? We know that Bible story, right? Bring your son up to the mountain, sacrifice him, put him on the altar. Oh, but the last second he stopped. The false god made him stop at the last second. Joke's on you. You almost did it. What kind of God would even require that? What kind of God would even request that? What kind of God? Not the source of all.
fucking meth and fucking fentanyl and fucking crocodile at once with his crocodile looking
Nobody
ass.
would know. See, y'all playing. So I don't know playing. Was your kid probably there? What's wrong?
Nah, nigga, you the devil, nigga. You a bitch and a pedophile. Wait till the next clip. The proof is coming up.
He pulled up, and I waited till security left. They told me what time they leave together, and I pulled up and knocked on his door. And he looked at me. I said, we need to have a conversation. I apologized to his family, but he saw I was by myself. So I'm here talking to him. You called me, and I remember you telling me whack. Believe the things he's saying and doing. He's doing it with antics, but it's true, because you say you grew up under the same something. He ain't supposed to be saying that shit, though.
I grew up on the third floor. He grew up on the second floor. They taught him in witchcraft and war. They taught me in politics. And he knows that. And anybody that live in the castle in St. Louis knows it's a haunted building. They take children and make us learn.
But why did you say he does it? He don't do that to children, though.
Yes, he does. And he used to kiss them and bite them in their face when they was young.
The fuck, stop playing with me.
Listen,
Man, you stop playing
what
with
he
me.
said.
You know what goddamn fact that who the fuck you really is.
What do you mean? What that means something? Listen, no. Verb just looking for some clout. I don't know what's wrong. Hold on, Verb. I got it. Most of the story true. Most of the story true. Hold on. Some of it true.
Fucking pedo.
Some of it true, but some of it not.
Fucking coward.
What's true? I ain't kissed nobody. Did you
if I
bite
see
him?
you, I'm snatching your chain, bitch ass nigga.
Did you bite him? I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know if you bit him. You know you didn't kiss him. Like, Verb, why you doing this, Verb? It's my brother. He protect me.
You know what I got out of that is, why are you doing this? Why are you exposing me? Why are you exposing me? You know, he was saying that they both grew up in the same place, but the place that I think they go on to describe it later on, but they both grew up in a, you know, a complex that, you know, it's an old psych ward that's supposed to be haunted, right? But it's also more upon that, though, they actually train people in the dark arts there. The children, mostly children.
He protect me in ways I protect him. If it's something he don't know, I make sure he got understand. This video to find out the origins of 607 Uncle Witchcraft.
That nigga said I don't kiss kids, but I do other things to kids. Now pay attention. Right? Because
Come on, who the fuck I do that? Bird. Come on, guys, stop playing with me. Yeah, I stay in the building. But wait, he said the building with him. Yeah, we stay in the building. That's my apartment. Wait. Apartment, yeah. It's a psych ward. It's true. Wait, slow down. Castle Park apartment is a psych. So what you mean by taking the souls of children? But why are you talking about that shit, Bird?
Young, real black. They took us being young and they trained us in war. He specialized in spells. All y'all around him, he trained on me.
Can't stop playing.
And that nigga do pray on souls. He try to pray on mine. Grown ass niggas and little niggas. Fucking faggot. Fucking pedo.
Cup, what is that about, bro? I seen a dude touch the cup and something happened to his hand.
And that nigga is a pedo.
You know, the cup that he's always talking about, you know, it's, you know, you see him burning money in it and doing all these sorts of things. You know, that's stuff like that. I don't engage with anything like that. Any sort of spell work. I don't engage in anything like that. You know, I light incense and stuff like that, but I don't do, you know, it's like attraction and binding spells and stuff like that he does. But it's also, you know, my intuition tells me that there's a lot of truth there when he speaks, but he's also deceivious. He's deceiving. You know, there's a lot that he's not speaking about, and there's something about Unc that just rubs me the wrong way.
And a faggot and a fucking weirdo. And he tried to literally lure me into going to do a podcast with that nigga too. After I exposed him and I called him a 69 punk nigga. And he was still kissing my ass after, trying to FaceTime and trying to convince me with hella messages and spam calling me, wanting to prove to me that he was on the good side when he's not. He's a double agent bitch and a pedophile preying on kids. And preying on niggas too, nigga, unconscious leaders. Fucking homo caucasaurus faggot. You 6-ether bitch. Look, before I even read these messages, look how much that nigga spam called me. I just replied with one text like this and he kept calling me, texting me, calling me. And look, more. Look, kept spamming me, nigga. Like, what the fuck? What a low-life 47-year-old faggot, nigga. Why you worried so much about a nigga on social media, nigga, and trying to fly me out? Look at these messages. He said, who are you, brother? Nice to meet you. I said, I'm G West. Nice to meet you too, 607 punk. Said it's Unc, bro, let's be respectful. But I'm not in the spiritual community. Didn't rewrite. But if you want to do content, let's do it. I can bring you to Vegas. Like, fuck you, nigga. And I played him. I got him to hop on the live. I'm going to show y'all that right now in a minute. Look. I'll bring myself to Vegas, but we need to address you in the live first. Talk to about what you're doing to kids. And I ain't on no spiritual content, conscious shit either, nigga. I'm not part of the spiritual community or the conscious community, nigga. I'm just self-aware and I'm my own God, nigga. I'm my own co-creator, nigga. You can't box me or put no labels on me, my nigga. I am formless and I am pure expression, my nigga. Straight up. And look, he said I do nothing to kids. I only care about my awakening. My ass, you do, nigga. After all that you said, nigga, you're a fucking hypocrite and a liar and a cloud chaser. Either you did do that for you, or you're just saying bullshit, nigga, spreading misinformation bullshit for clout. Either way, nigga, you're eradicated and out the motherfucking community, nigga. We're taking away your black card, nigga. You're not allowed to say nigga no more. The black and Latino community and the brown community has taken away your fucking nigga pass, nigga. Because it's not about having black skin. It's about black conscious. You claim to be a truth speaker or that you have knowledge to give. Being black means that your consciousness is in alignment and your morals is in alignment with the community. And if it ain't, my nigga, we're getting you executed out the fucking community, my nigga. Because you're spreading pedophilia, misinformation bullshit, sacrificing for the Illuminati, nigga. You're an Illuminati CIA agent, nigga. And if you ain't, then you're just a fucking lost fucking crackhead misleading people to fucking false light, you goofy ass crackhead ass nigga. Hey, nigga, you misleading the masses, so listen.
You know, he touches upon something that I've been saying for a while, but it's also, you know, there's, you know, they know this day was coming, you know, the age of Aquarius. They've known it was coming. And so to try to get ahead of it, what, you know, it's, they try to implant people. Well, the extra indoctrination of the churches, that's part of it. But then it's the the infiltrating of the spiritual world, right? Well, not world, the spiritual community is the way what I meant to say. But, you know, it's been a lot of leaked information. You know, the CIA, you know, there's been, I believe it was in Texas, there was somewhere where they literally were training people about how to, you know, infiltrate the churches and really, it's Judas sheep. It's leading the masses to slaughter, whether it be physically, spiritually, mentally, but slaughter is still slaughter, and evil is still evil. And you know, the funny thing about the CIA is, when they get a president that they don't like, when they get a president that you know, tries to stop, you know, everything that they're doing, they, from their own mouth, all they say, we just have to wait. And he's only there for 4 years. Then after 4 years, we get to go back to continuing our fuckery. We get to go back continuing to do what we want to do. That's their belief. That's their mentality. We do whatever the fuck we want to do.
Speak on that, nigga. The world is the mind. I teach people not to follow man. My ass, nigga. That's not what you teaching, my nigga. You teaching a bunch of fucking degenerate bullshit, nigga. Like all these faggots I'm about to expose, like Real Posing and them. All y'all bunch of degenerate faggots. A bunch of black and mild smoking crackhead ass bums, nigga. Sellout bums. Speaking of sellout bums, I got something coming for the end of the video. Wink, wink. Last two clips before we watch bitch ass Real Posing.
That work with Brick or Adam?
Listen to this weirdo faggot crackhead, nigga.
Okay, where are we going? Okay. Guys, what do you want? Work or fuck? It's like two different things you can do with no job.
Bitch ass 69 punk, nigga. He's the real 6'9", nigga. He's the real rat, nigga.
You can choose. Yeah. Sometimes you can be gay for the pay.
I don't know why y'all just listen to this faggot.
Either way, you get to go there. That's what I want. Oh. Yeah, you can pay though. Okay, well, you know.
He's smoking on that.
You know, Adam 22. You know, even before my eyes opened to him, something about him just sat wrong with me. But it's like, first off, like, money or no money, it's, you really, you allow people to sleep with your wife all the time. And then you watch it. Like, what kind of weird fuck shit is that? And then I'm pretty sure he slept with a man too in one of the videos, you know, for money. For money. And not even that, didn't he fight the guy too? See, I'm kind of aware with some of it, but I don't really follow it because it's straight fuckery. And I saw right through Adam. I don't, you know, the dude's a snake. Straight up snake. You know, it's, and you can tell it sits with them wrong when people bring up, you know, who was it? Someone, oh, that dude that got locked up in, the YouTuber the streamer that got locked up in another country for doing some fuck shit. Was it starts with a V? But he got out, and he showed up to some sort of interview that Adam 22 was having. And what did this dude ask them? You know, I just got out of prison. It's been a while. Can I sleep with your wife? The dude's, well, can you blame him? You let everyone else sleep with your wife. Well, why would he be any different? You don't care if people sleep with your wife, right? Well, why did you get so upset when he asked you that? Interesting.
I mean, I was really just talking about the interview process, but I mean... Yeah, it's like an interview. But it's for the backside. Oh. Yeah. Because you got to see if it's good or not. I mean, how can you tell the difference? Just a test run. Yeah, I mean, it's all the same. I mean, booty the same. Girl booty, boy booty. You got...
The fuck?
Test to see which one better. Oh.
You have to test to see which one's better? Who the... What? So you're gay. Or you're bi. You have to test to see which... Who the fuck? What? What kind of mentality is that? All ass is the same. It's, fuck no. Fuck no, what the fuck? What kind of fuckery is that shit?
Pedal fucking weirdo.
Oh. Yeah, they both booty. Okay.
Oh, nigga. Fucking crackhead. And if you don't get your Caucasaurus 69 punk ass pedophile ass out of here with your crackhead ass, with your I got cheeseburgers, man. Oh man, I sucked your dick. Looking ass 69 punk ass bitch. Plying on little kids ass bitch ass nigga. You the little nigga crackhead off Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking in the juice hood ass 69 punk ass bitch ass faggot ass boy. Fuck boy.
For real? Yeah, my mama. So I've noticed you don't really be picking a gang. Like, which gang do you represent? We don't know. Stop on me, gang. So you know my mama stop on me. I'm not gang. I'm not. I'm EBG. Everybody gang. Same way this EBK, I'm EBG. Why I can't be EBG, but I can be EBK? Because black people want us to kill each other. So you know my mama. I'm half Illuminati and half street. Stop on me. And what's the reason behind bringing your Uber to this interview? Because on BD, I'm GD. On BD, I'm GD. So that's my mama. On BD, I'm GD, gang. Okay, right. So my mama, I got the spirit of Larry Hoover.
More like crackhead D, nigga. Crackhead suck
So
D,
what's with
nigga.
the black AF1s on the table?
Arcades can suck D, crackhead D, nigga.
Black Air Force energy. Stop on me, gang. So that's my mama. Stop on me. Why you so hostile? I got your back, man. I got your back. Man, I'm not gay. You never had my back. No. You never took me from the back. You ain't had my back. Chill, okay?
That's literally this.
Not like I got you. Like I got your back. My dog. Like who else? Anybody took me from the back. You never had my back. Nobody can take my back. I like women. I like women.
Y'all are a bunch of smooth.
He's just say that I like women, I like women. Oh, but how do you know you like women? Oh, cause you have to figure out the difference, right? Isn't that what you said? You have to figure out the difference? There is no difference. You got to figure out which one you like or whatever the fuckery he was saying. But he's like, I am into women. Interesting.
Still push this around like he a teacher. To the part I've been waiting for. Let's get to exposing real posing, cause he not no chosen one. And I'm finna show you all this proof on how he's not one and he's a posing Freemasonry bitch ass house nigga and a coon and a goofy ass geek faggot nigga. Literally the second coming of 69 Punk and Nature Boy nigga. Posing like he chosen for the media. And he a smoofy goofy house negro. Straight the fuck up. Now look at this. Before I do, man, I'm about to put your ass in the Sleeping Beauty ass spell, you fucking princess. And I want your boyfriend, Arcase can see, to literally put a fucking slipper on you and save your goofy ass with his Prince Charming ass. Cause all of y'all are a bunch of house niggas and a bunch of goofy faggots. Bunch of ass cheeks, grabbing ass niggas. Please don't let me go deeper in this rabbit hole, cause the rabbit hole goes deeper. But hey, I got something for you at the end if y'all are watching Real Posing in Arcase. I got something coming for y'all, and I'm warning y'all, y'all don't want to go down this rabbit hole. Fair warning. I warned y'all that I could end y'all careers a year ago, but this time I'm really about to put the dagger. I felt bad back then, but now it's fuck the sympathy and empathy because y'all are a bunch of bitch ass sellouts. Bunch of Uncle Sam butt broken ass bitches. Bunch of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse goofy ass smoofy house negro ballerina ass bitches. Now look at this, for real, for real.
Freemasonry, everything y'all said was right, man.
And all I gotta say to that is, give this nigga a Grammy. This nigga is a whole real posing, princess ass, all action, all scene, cut ass nigga. Being on a facade and doing Hollywood spells, nigga, and being broken by the white man. They're diddying his shit, controlling him and telling him what to do like a little bitch. Like a little real posing, controlled, submissive, passive bitch. Little goofy, smoofy house nigga kissing Uncle Sam's ass, nigga. Before I show the proof on how this nigga literally said that he doesn't want to go to war and there's no unity needed and that he wants to have fun with the Matrix and that's all there is to do with this knowledge and this conscious information that he puts out and that's his intention behind it, I want to say this. What kind of a chosen or conscious speaker or any person that speaks truth play around like that and say they're Freemasons or Illuminati? Because that's what this nigga tries to say, that he was trolling to try to manipulate people and do it for clout. Because he's clearly doing it for clout. And either way, if he isn't doing it for clout or not, you're still a fucking weirdo and you need to be executed out of the black community, nigga. Because it's not about having a black skin, it's about having a black conscience that aligns with the black and brown community. And clearly, you're not one of them, nigga. You a fucking six-ether fucking geek, bitch-ass, goofy-ass, smoofy, reptilian, smoofy bitch, nigga. Somebody telling us that you're an animal playing that six-ether bitch, nigga. You a falling watcher and a poser, nigga, with your bitch-ass green eyes. Just like your bitch-ass homie, I show speed, nigga, and I got proof of that. Let's wait till we show all the proof of how all these sellouts hang out together, nigga. Yeah, nigga, you will never catch no real conscious speaker, no real revolutionary play around or fuck around like that. And that's how you know you're not really like that, nigga. You're a spiritual, loving, light-carrying ass, smoofy, goofy bitch, nigga. Because you will never catch G West, Rashad Jamal, Dr. York, Young Pharaoh before they MK Ultra'd him, nigga, and Dr. York. You'll never catch Tupac. You'll never catch Bobby Hemmett, Bob Marley. You'll never catch Malcolm X. Any other revolutionaries that I didn't name, you will never catch them playing around or fucking around like that, nigga. And that's why you fell off, bitch. Because you just repeat the same repetitive bullshit for years. Nigga, you repeat the same information that everyone else is for clout, you fucking goofy, smoofy house bitch. You're not contributing no new energy, no new fucking awareness to fucking reality. You're just promoting the same 3D bullshit, nigga, about get crystals and quit your lower habits, and you just shit on other people for not quitting the lower habits. Meanwhile, behind closed doors, you're in Atlanta struggling to get through rent, nigga, smoking black and mouths, and your bitch ass Ben got exposed from that with Styx River, nigga. Styx River really got on your ass, nigga, and crashed your ass like a river, nigga. For real.
I appreciate you for saying that shit. things will change once everyone comes together and goes to war. Do you understand that this world won't come together? Do you understand that shit? And it's not up to you to make this world come together. You will understand eventually. You know what I'm saying? This is the sad truth. Everything that you're looking at in life, everything that you study, I promise you, it's already in my subconscious. Been there, done that. It's like, I'm not even trying to boost my ego, boost myself up. I'm telling you from a higher perspective. Do you understand that that's not happening? It's impossible. So you have to understand that just accept what you can change. You can't change the world. You can't get the world to finally reunite and all this shit. All you can do is just change yourself. You know what I'm saying? Change yourself and change people around you if you can. So you gotta understand what's more important. You can't. Doesn't even picture this entire world coming together. Having a KK member come with a hood person, and a white nerd, a feminist, and a person that hates women. We're so far gone. We're so far gone.
You're talking about we're far gone. Nigga, you are far gone. Fuck you mean? You're far gone just like that crackhead 69 Punk. Speaking of 69 Punk, let me show you this last clip of Real posing before we get to that on how we were live one-on-one with him, face-to-face.
Unity is not needed.
And this is us getting on his ass.
When it comes to like we feel like you got a large influence over the spiritual community. I don't mean you in the spiritual community, but you got a large influence over the spiritual community and the youth. So we basically calling you out over a lot of shit because we really feel like you like a liar and a hypocrite.
Definitely are.
When it comes to spirituality in general, all the other shit that when you speak about your own like personal experiences that but you be speaking on a lot of shit. I feel like you ain't really got wisdom.
What's a liar? What's a liar? What's a liar? What's a liar?
Dumb, nigga.
A person who's not telling the truth. The person who's not
Everything I
telling
say is the truth. I never told a lie. Everything I say is the truth. I tell everybody, look within. The fight is within. There's no fight outside, right? If people don't understand my message, because sometimes it's like a parable, right? People don't understand it. Because you don't understand it, it's not your truth. Don't make it untrue.
Align with what you say.
Let him talk.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, gang. I don't get on here and get ridiculed. We gonna get ridiculed, I'm gonna hang up. I don't got nothing to prove. Right. Everything I speak align with what everything I speak align with what I want to do. Everybody should look within. Nobody should be looking at what I do for no creation.
For sure. Nah, this ain't nothing about ridiculing you, nothing. Like, I'm actually finna ask you some real questions. I know you haven't seen my account or what I do, but I actually, like, give to the community as far as, like, spiritual truth and actual wisdom. So, I call out people who faking that shit for clout, for money, or for their own personal gain. Because really, bro, that shit really fucked up.
It is.
When it comes to the livelihood of others, because they really look at you like you really spitting game. So I'm not ridiculing you. I'm gonna ask you some questions, like some actual.
And he got off the light and started crying like a little bitch. He said that he lagged out.
This had nothing to do with ridiculing you.
Nah, he left.
Hey, y'all like up the live, man. Y'all share this live out.
Yeah, he lagged out, right? He lagged out, but he left. He started crying like. Ended up having this nigga come in my comments, and he was fucking butthurt because I was exposing his bitch ass. And every time someone exposes him, he always responds. And my nigga Syrian's World already exposed him before years ago, and he responded to him, and he always responds to everyone that calls him out. You notice how these sellouts always respond and they want to come reach out and act cool? But I said I'm old school. You're just a new age spiritual fag that hangs with niggas that grabs ass cheeks. You and that RKs probably make love to each other's songs. That's not gangsta, nigga. And I have some shit on them that I know why they be on that, nigga. So, oh yeah, man, I told you the rabbit hole goes deeper. And he said, do you see how retarded you are now? Because I was going to drop a diss track on him, but y'all going to hear it at the end. That's the ultimate surprise. So I just spoiled it, but y'all finna get it at the end. And I said, I'm honestly just having fun with you. The only one taking it personal. You're a joke. You're unknown. You have no talent. And he acted like the world revolves around him. He acted like I was just dissing him when I dissed 5 other niggas. And they all hang out together. That's what's crazy. At the time, I didn't even know when I was exposing him that they all hang out together. RKs, Billy Carson, 19 Keys, RKs, Real Chosen, they all hang out together in Yaki Awakened. And then Nelly Choppa, they all hang out together. They're all homies. Crazy that I called them out and I have proof of all them being sellouts and they all hang out together and they're cool with each other. Oh yeah, and they're also cool with I Show Speed. And I Show Speed is a fucking reptilian, and they also are cool with Kai Cenat. And Kai Cenat literally has red rooms, bro, and he literally be trafficking kids with LeBron and shit. He's part of the Boulay group. They're all part of the Boulay group. This nigga tried to say I know niggas because you my biggest fan, and look what I said. I was like, nigga, your only talent is talking surface level white girl spiritual new age knowledge. All you talk about is McDonald's in your bum ass life, nigga. How you smoke black and miles and can't do shit with your fucking life, and how you're not a rapper because you're ass at rapping, nigga. Like, nigga, let's be fucking for real. No one's bumping that Real Chosen in no one's car. You're a real posing princess ass nigga. You're a spiritual love and light category whack ass artist, nigga. Not even an artist. He's just a whack-ass spiritual loving light goofy, nigga. A lost light moth goofy, nigga. A moth, nigga. A fucking cucaracha ass nigga, bruh. And then I told him that I'm not screenshotting because he was saying I'm screenshotting because I'm a fan. But I was on FaceTime with my homie at the time because I was. It just happened to be I was on FaceTime. And he said, you a fan, bro? No way. You talking to him about everything, huh? And I was like, so what? Me and my homie on FaceTime. At least me and my homie ain't grabbing niggas' ass cheeks. Because that niggas' homies are gay and they're fruity. And they be on the orgy parties together doing these Diddy parties together. All with 69 Punk. They were literally made for each other. And he said, getting you some validation it's all about. I said, you're gay. I don't care about your validation, whole ass nigga Smoofy. And he said, no one's fucking with that song, and I don't really give a fuck about the numbers or none of that shit. And I just said, you're just easy kill. You're a roach I'm stomping on. Like, literally, even though that shit might not get numbers or what, I tell you this, nigga, I tell you my diss track will be better than yours, nigga, every motherfucking time. And if you respond, I guarantee you I'll make a better song. But I bet you you're not gonna do that because you a bitch, and that's why that nigga ended up blocking me, because he's a bitch. This is when I really started exposing him. He hangs out with white boy Adam 22 with a sellout weird fag, and you guys can look up pictures of this. And he also hangs with Dwight gay rapist Howard. And Dwight Howard has cases of him raping men, literally. And he hangs with our case can suck D. And your whole crew is a joke, and your whole lineage, you kick cap built ass nigga. You don't care about the ancestors when you speak about them in the videos, you fucking fraud. And he said, I know everything about him. That shit actually weird, so I'm right about everything I said about him, huh? Crazy. He just admitted it. And I said, I'm not just dissing you, the world doesn't revolve around you. I used to fuck with you until I realized you're egotistical and a sellout bum. I'm not a fan, I'm just a student of a game, I'm an MC. This is chess, not checkers. You're not the only fake I observe other snakes in the grass in the media. You never know what's coming if you don't see it. You're not chosen, you're a princess posing. And literally, nigga, I'm gonna observe everyone in all these communities, and all these belief systems, and all these religions, and in all these new age belief systems, and all these ancient, whatever fucking community, belief system you believe in, I'm gonna check everybody, make sure everybody's on the right awareness and not spreading propaganda or spreading bullshit or degenerate shit. And you're one of them, nigga, you're a degenerate fag. I'm gonna check all you little niggas, because ain't no one checking y'all little niggas, man. And someone needs to step the fuck up and check y'all, because they're kissing ass too much. Everybody's too much with the love and like shit. Letting these Satanists just run around, do whatever the fuck they want to our people. Fuck no, nigga. I ain't going for none of that shit, boy. And if y'all got a problem with it, do something, nigga, because I'm doing something about it, nigga. I'm a real nigga, nigga. I don't fuck around, nigga. I'm a veteran in these streets. I'm gonna check y'all bitch asses, nigga. Mark my words, nigga. Come fuck around, find out for real, nigga. Here's my proof that they'll hang out together. Rel and Speed. Rel and Yaki Awakened, and I'm about to show proof on how Yaki Awakened is also a sellout. Victor Bowman exposed him selling fake herbs. I'm about to show you right now. And he also called him out to do experiments on their own people to see who cures faster, and he declined because he's a scary bitch. And he used to have his herbs FDA approved, but he got removed of that because people are waking up too much from him having FDA approved herbs that he's got away from that. The CIA and him are moving more smarter because he's a bitch ass agent, and he is too. That's why they all hang out together. And look, and then they chop it too. And I couldn't find a picture of Rel with Kai, but he also had a picture with Kai Sanat.
You know what's interesting about that? He talks about, Dr. Sebi's son. And, before I even realized who the man was, I didn't realize it was Sebi's son. I've seen a lot of his stuff. And for some reason, I just, instead of watching, which I typically would with, Dr. Barbara, or Dr. Sebi, or other doctors that my intuition tells me that it's truth, right? There was something about him. I just kept scrolling through his videos. I didn't know why. It's just I didn't feel called to. It didn't resonate with me, I guess, and so I didn't watch it, right? And come to find out, his FDA approved herbs, but that don't mean shit. That don't mean shit. What is FDA approved? They've approved toxins. They approve poisons, but it's FDA approved because our government loves us. I found that interesting, but I'm also being reminded to, it's a continuous theme. It's, all these sons of the great men, all these sons that get infiltrated, all these sons that try to milk the clout, the followings, the whatever of their fathers, but they're not their fathers. Their actions, their words, everything about them, they are not their fathers. They might look like their father, but they don't speak like their father and they don't move like their father.
They all hang out together, nigga. And he's unknown as fuck. No one even knows of this nigga, but he happens to hang out with them. Coincidence, huh? I said I couldn't find a picture of them hanging out together, but that nigga clearly knows him, bro. And if you watch his videos, he'll literally tell you that he's friends with that nigga, bro. Look, y'all. Birds of the same feather flock together. Look at this misogyny, capitalistic behavior he's promoting on our communities. And they're all cool with each other. They're degenerate faggots. He literally did a humiliation ritual, too. Look at this shit. Or wait, I actually got a diss track coming after all this with the proof of that, so keep waiting for that. Nigga literally been doing gay humiliation rituals, he even admitted it, nigga. They're all a bunch of fucking weirdos. And Kai Cenat did the fucking jail fucking humiliation ritual where they locked themselves in prison. And so did our case can see. I have proof of that at the end of these videos. They promote degenerate bullshit and they brainwash kids to do bullshit. To be lustful and to be...
You know what's interesting about Kai is he don't look like the same person. You know, he's either cloned, you know, because when he started off, what was he speaking of? He was speaking about, you know, Yeshua, constantly speaking about Yeshua. You know, he missed out on a Nike deal, didn't he? Because he continued to speak about Yeshua. But then, you know, he's not the same person he was. And then you look at, you know, he's trying to get into the clothing industry and, you know, trying to go to, you know, first off, if I was ever in the clothing industry, I would never even want to be to some of those places that he's trying to insert himself into. You're trying to insert yourself into what? Into what? A cesspool? Why you can't, you know, why not just you want to do your own thing, do your own thing. But why does he feel the need to get involved with the cesspool? And then the name, the logo, you know, the clothing, you know, some of the images, I'm not sure if they were AI generated or not, but some of the images I've seen of some of the clothing and stuff, it's holy fucking homosexual. Holy fuck, Batman. Holy fuck.
Crash out YNs while pretending to be spiritual. They're a bunch of goofy ass niggas that are doing this shit for clout, for capitalism and misogyny. Literally, they're bitches. They're no different than the bitch ass white man and these fallen fucking watchers, nigga. They're literally Yakub's fucking seed, nigga. With his lollipop fruity ass, nigga. You might as well go suck on Birdman's dick like Wayne, nigga. Like on my lollipop looking ass, nigga. Trying to diss young boy, nigga. You a whole bitch, nigga. You a whole envious faggot bitch.
Should've watched the 21 video. What the fuck? I should've watched the 21 video.
And then them niggas play dumb.
That's my clip.
They're homies. Them niggas play dumb. Like they don't know.
That's me.
They always play dumb.
Michael Jordan.
Play around.
I'm not gonna lie. Hold on, bro. Round of applause.
Whether you're doing it for real or not, nigga, you're weirdos.
Going that distance.
Degenerate weirdos. Act like
I don't think you understand. Going
Christ, no, you a
those
bitch,
little
nigga.
shits.
I was next to
Going
bitch ass
that
in your lock off that
distance
fucking head,
to
nigga, like
edit that motherfucker is hard.
Only the government. It's a lot of people in the internet. I don't know if I can say some name over here, you know.
Yeah, go ahead. No, please.
You know what, this guy Jackie, he confused people. It's coming a lot of people coming to me with a lot of messenger. Hey, I buy this packet $3,000. It never healed me. I got this consultation for $700. Yeah, I be like, he made me know what he talking about. He confused too much.
Shots
people,
fired.
you know.
Yaki has sat here.
Ladies, Shaka Bar. It's a lot of people. It's too much.
Shaka bars too?
And it's like, bro, how you gonna be teaching about herbs and that you cure people with herbs and you're alkaline, but you've been a fat fuck for years? I mean,
you know, that resonates with me too. But then also, it's like any leader of, like, I'm being brought to churches, right? Any pastor that's obese, well, that's because you're gluttonous. That's because you don't follow the teachings of Yeshua. Because if you follow the teachings of Yeshua, you wouldn't have all those parasites in you. You would fast. You would be cleansed. You would be healthy. You know, big people like that, you know, who were the big people back in the day? They were the ones that, you know, the royalties, the rich, you know, the ones that had the money to eat. You know, but it's not just that. You know, okay, so you have the money to eat. You know, you're not supposed to always be eating. And what are we consuming? So anyone that spits, you know, talks about a healthy lifestyle, yet fat is a fat fuck. Who the fuck? You know, why would you listen to him? You know, it's funny too. It's like, you know, people that, you know, weightliftings, you know, the gym. You know, gym strength and real strength are two different things. You know, gym strength is all about looking good. You know, real strength is, you know, how do you get that? Through life. And it's a lot stronger than fake strength. And that's obvious with, you know, the guy with the mop that's always going around with the mop at the gym and making these bodybuilders look like fools. They're big ass fucking egos.
hey, not now probably, I haven't seen you in a while, but you were a fat ass for years when you were promoting that shit. And you talk about you could cure people, but you're a fat fucker that hasn't even cured yourself. And you know when you're fat and unhealthy is because of bacteria and parasites of the bullshit you eat, but you're alkaline. Yeah, whatever, nigga. Your ass should be looking like this nigga, because this nigga was actually alkaline, even though he's a sellout bitch. But he's a skinny twig. Your ass should be built the same way if you were actually alkaline. But instead, nigga, you're looking like a Yogi Bear ass nigga. You Yogi Bear, house coon, hibernated ass fucking bear. Now for the young finale, he said it was a humiliation ritual in a YouTube video. And I'm finna flip the proof. This the best part y'all been waiting for. But hey, I'm finna end this video. I appreciate y'all that tuned in. And I'm sorry if I ruined y'all fantasies with these faggots. But anyways, fuck these spiritual loving like goofy smoofy house niggas and these fallen Anunnaki watcher bitch ass niggas. I'll see you in your new frequency, new reality. Peace and ashe to the ancestors. One motherfucking love. Black power, brown power. Now we rise. Ashe.
You know, that's not one love though. I mean, maybe he was just referring to how, you know, they need to stand more on their power, but he didn't necessarily say fuck the white man, but that's kind of the energy and that's kind of the mentality that I was getting with that. I could be wrong, but that's just what I got with that. And that's, you know, that mentality, that's not one love mentality. You know, so, but I don't know this man. You know, it's the first time ever seeing this man, you know, but I find truths in the words that he's speaking. I find a lot of truths in it, you know.
Niggas is gay, niggas not revolutionary. Claiming they chosen, but they don't want no war. Real chosen, really real posing, riding with the law. Do it all, but with no award. Not our people, not our dogs. I'm live saying we can't change the world or the law. 12 in the industry, I'ma fuck 'em up. Niggas sell up bums, niggas sell up bums. What? Niggas sell up bums, niggas sell up bums. Uncle Sam, house Negro, selling their fucking buns. Nigga, one that goes for real chosen. Arcades, y'all can barely cousin and 90 keys. Arcades, sweeter than a Swish sweet. Arcades, plays games, grabby men's ass cheese.
It's been a hell of a motherfucking ride. Tag these faggots 69 Punk and Real Posing, Sexo7 Punk and Real Chosen. Tag them all below, spam them. I want they bitch ass to see this and bring awareness onto the people, my nigga. Fuck the cloud, fuck the games. It's time that we eradicate these pussy ass bitches out of our motherfucking communities that's infiltrating our communities. All these ass lickers and nut lickers, nigga. And also comment, drop.
You know, I mean, I agree with that. You know, we need to expose them. You know, but a lot of, like I was speaking about earlier, you know, it's the CIA and everyone else is going to try to infiltrate the community. You know, because they lost the grip on, you know, religion. You know, people are realizing the truth in spirituality and the falsehoods in religion, right? But it's also, you know, they try to infiltrate everything they can, especially, you know, when, well, it's evolving, it's adapting, evolving. You know, that's what they constantly do. What do I got next? You know, so this is actually a kind of happy video. It doesn't start off with it. It's showing the difference between athletes, right? And of course, LeBron would come up there. You know, it's that dude. It's not a good man, not a good man at all. You know, but it's you can tell a lot about people by how they treat like their fans and stuff too, right? But it's really interesting. Let me just get to it. The good part's at the end.
Same old empty feeling in your heart. Cause love comes slow and it goes so fast. Will you see you when you fall asleep? But never to touch and never to keep. Cause you loved her too much and you dive too deep. Will you only need the light when it's burning low? Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. And you let her go. Oh, 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 oh.
you know, it's I believe that was Messi, you know, the soccer player, but he's really known for, he's always he's very kind to his fans, especially the children. You know, it's all about the children. And you know, we need more positivity like that. You know, it's, you know, these, well, first off, it's the idolizing, the way that the children are idolizing the people. I don't agree with that. But then it's, you know, to get crushed by your idols. You know, to get crushed by the people that you idolize. It's, yeah. So, Travis Scott. Travis Scott converts to Islam and changes his name. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. He promises to build 110 mosques across the USA. Travis Scott. Travis Scott, Travis Scott. You know, the one that holds all these concerts that everyone says I felt like I was in a demonic ritual. Travis Scott, the one that when people are known to be dying during your rituals and you continue to do the show. Travis fucking Scott. Oh, but he converted to Islam. You know, interesting too. Interesting too, Islam, yeah. Interesting. I vowed to build 110 mosques. Do you think he converted? With some sense, yeah. You're still serving a false god. You're still serving the devil. You're still serving him. So is it really even conversion? No.
Did you know that the tactical gear that ICE wears is the same exact tactical gear worn by the IDF? That gear is manufactured in Israel by an Israeli company called Agilite. When I started noticing the similarities between Israeli and ICE uniforms, I turned to America's favorite whistleblower, Anthony Aguilar, and here's what he had to say about it.
When I was hired by UD Solutions under the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation to work as an armed independent contractor in Gaza, the company dictated that we purchase the Agilite tactical equipment set. The Agilite tactical equipment set is produced in Israel, owned by Israel. In that contract, whether we had our own equipment or not, American made or other, we could not bring it and we could not wear it. We had to wear the Agilite kit. We had the option of purchasing it and showing up with it, or when we got into Israel, it would be...
You know what just came to my mind? Trackers. Trackers in the suits. Maybe, maybe not. It just came to my mind. But it's really interesting why our government would require our soldiers or even independent contractors from the US, why they would be required to wear uniforms from outside of our own country. Nothing to see there. Carry on.
Provided to us and taken out of our first month's pay. That contract that I signed with UG Solutions as an independent contractor, I signed it on May 13th, 2025. The last page of that contract stipulates that we must purchase the Agilite equipment. Why does that matter? The Agilite K19 and K0 soft vest.
First off, you see that flag? You see the flag with the gold around it? The flag with the gold around it, that's not our flag. That is a false flag. The same flag that flies in every courtroom, in every kangaroo fucking court. Mockeries, jokes of our Constitution. The gold fringe around it, the gold. Gold, oil, drugs, those are only gods the Satanists said trust in. You know, the gold around it. You know, maritime law. Not natural law. Not law of the land. Natural law. Human beings. The law of the sea. That's what they follow. That's what we're following because we don't know any better. That's, you know, By not knowing your rights, by not knowing them, by not asserting them, by not standing up for them, you submit.
Along with the Magnetics Battle Belt Loadout series is the exact same equipment that ICE agents wear in the streets of our neighborhoods. And that's not a...
But why are all these requirements that we must wear? So we must not say anything bad about that group of people. We must support them at all costs. At all cost. At all whose cost? Everyone but fucking theirs. Every fucking one but theirs. Oh, but they're God's chosen people. Oh, I forgot. How silly of me.
Incidents. If you go to the Department of Homeland Security webpage, to their procurement and contracts, you'll see the Department of Homeland Security has a sole source contract through Government Services Administration, the GSA, which administers the purchase of government equipment through other companies, with Agilite Israel. They have a specific purchasing number. This allows for the purchase direct of equipment, and the Department of Homeland Security sole sources equipment to ICE through
The irony, Homeland Security. If we cared about Homeland Security, we would not allow anyone outside of our country to influence us or have any control or any say into what we have to do. Homeland Security. Which homeland? The United States of...
Not only are ICE agents being trained in Israel by the IDF, they are also being equipped by Israel with the exact same equipment that the IDF wear in the West Bank.
Foreign training. Foreign training. Where have I seen foreign training before? Foreign training. Bin Laden. ISIS. Foreign training. We armed them. We trained them. Oh, and then look what happened. Fancy that.
And in Gaza, and they're wearing it in our streets. And it is more than just the equipment they wear. It's the cost. Rather than have equipment that's made here in America that our agents wear, they wear foreign equipment, made and owned in Israel. More of our tax dollars going directly to Israel to not only train ICE agents on our streets, but equip ICE agents on our streets. You can see the photos. They're identical from what the IDF wore, from what ICE wears, and what we were mandated to wear while operating in Gaza. It's time that we all wake up, recognize this, and cut ties and demand accountability from our government.
Did you know that?
I'm still waiting for that. Although on one hand I see it, but on the other hand, it's spiritual warfare that's going on, but it's also bloodline wars. That's what's going on. That's what people don't see. That's what people can't realize. It's not just, they only take it for surface value. It's spiritual warfare and it's bloodline warfare. It's trying to change the powers. Do I want to read this? Yeah, I think I'll just read this one. The secret they swore to die for. Absolute control through compromise. Not myth, not fiction. The method of control that thrives in silence. This is from the Ether Vault. The system is held together by the hierarchy of guilt. To rise to the highest levels of the matrix, an individual must be initiated through an act so heinous that it ensures they can never leave. Unk. Mutual assured destruction. Mad. Interesting too. Mutual assured destruction. Where do we hear that first? Was it World War II, right? Mutually assured destruction with the nukes. If it seems like we're going to be losing the war, we're just going to hit this button. Mutually assured destruction. Who else says that all the time? Oh, that's right. The United States' best friends. Our best buddies. Our best buddies. mutually assured destruction by participating in rituals involving minors or sacrifice. Every member of the elite holds the death warrant of every other member. The chain. Guilt is not an emotion they feel towards the victim. It is a shackle that binds them to the system. They aren't loyal to each other. They are imprisoned by each other. The ability to carry out these acts comes from a state of source severance, disconnecting yourself from source. The fragmented soul. Just as they fragment the souls of their victims, these elites have undergone their own fragmentation, often through generational trauma or occult initiation. The empty vessel. They have effectively killed their own internal divine feminine, empathy and intuition. This creates a vacuum where the heart center should be, leaving a biological portal that is driven entirely by the archonic Saturnian frequency of consumption and power. At the highest levels of the inversion, they do not see you as human. They view themselves as a separate superior species, the apex predators of the simulation, the herd. In their worldview, the masses are Gentiles or livestock, beings that exist only to be milked for labor or harvested for loosh, which is emotional energy. The moral bypass. Just as a farmer does not feel guilt when harvesting a cow, these individuals feel no remorse because they have stripped their victims of personhood in their own minds. This is the ultimate symbolic inversion of the brotherhood of man. They target children specifically because children are the only ones still unprogrammed and directly connected to the true source. The vampiric extraction. Since the elites have severed their own connection to source, they must eat the light of others to sustain their power. The desecration by performing sexual acts or sacrifices with minors, they are attempting to defile the source itself. It is a ritualistic attempt to prove that the material Saturnian power is greater than the divine etheric spirit. Yeah, the fuck it is. The fuck it is. Wishful fucking thinking, bitches. The only way to break the power of the predators is to refuse the frequency of the livestock. Stop being a battery. Withdraw your emotional loosh from their fear narratives. Reclaim sovereignty. Realize that your divine spark is something that they can never truly own, only borrow through trauma. The middle pillar. By integrating your own soul and standing in equilibrium, you become a source that cannot be harvested. A predator cannot hunt what it cannot see or track on a low-frequency map. And that was that one.
Tournaments. People want the Badger moles. People want the EOE huge hits like the Sphinx, the Riddler.
Is that what I just played? Oh, that's an interesting one. This is Abe Lincoln, and this is some dots that I hadn't really connected yet. But I'll tell you what, it resonates with me. It resonates with me as truth.
I just finished listening to Honey C. Golden's latest video. It was on Rumble, and she was talking about Abraham Lincoln. She said he was a good guy and he was a dark-skinned giant. What's truly amazing is
a dark-skinned giant. That's funny, because I don't remember any history book, his story book. I don't remember the books. Interesting. Stories. Interesting. His story. But I don't remember it ever portraying him as swarthy, which is, it's a word that we find very often in history books, or not even so much history books, no, because history books don't say that. Where it's found is found in letters, from one king to another, from one person to another. Swarthy is how a lot of people are described. A lot of the royalty were described back in the day. But, it's funny, when we look at paintings of them now, they've been whitewashed. There's no more swarthiness in there. Quinkydink? I think not.
He was a Tartarian. And his goal was to free the other Tartarians that had been enslaved in the south. They were the native dark-skinned Tartarians that had their land stolen by the merchants who came over and were made slaves and made to work their own land.
You know, but it's prisoners of war, not slaves. You know, they're prisoners of war. Call it for what it truly is, and they're native, African American, native, indigenous, native.
This was the real basis for the war against the states. And let's see, if you look at these pictures of Lincoln, he was head and shoulders above the other men. So Lincoln was also called the Vampire Slayer. There was some series about this. And if you think...
You know what's interesting too? The Vampire Slayer. And it was talking about merchants from overseas. Vampire Slayer. Where have I heard that recently? Putin speaking about the vampire ball is over. The vampire ball. Interesting too. Ball. What god do they serve? Come on, I know you know the answer to that one. If you've been listening to me long enough.
About who the vampires were, they were obviously the invaders. He was also very physically strong. He had 4 children, and 2 of his sons were hidden and sent to Libya to escape persecution. One was Tad Lincoln that we know, and the other was William Wallace Lincoln. And he was sent to Libya to fight the European invaders there. And the name is pretty remarkable because it's William Wallace. Is this the true story of William Wallace fighting for freedom? I used to get these old letters, and one was addressed to Lincoln, and it addressed him as Your Excellency the President, which I found was strange. And here's Lincoln and some of his notes when he was at Niagara Falls. He said, "Then, as now, Niagara was roaring here. The eyes of that species of extinct giants whose bones fill the mounds of America have gazed on Niagara as ours do now, contemporary with the whole race of men and older than the first man. Niagara is strong and fresh."
You know, older than the first man, but the Tartarian Empire and Niagara Falls, you know, it was, you know, Niagara Falls used to be, no, that was the Hoover Dam I'm thinking of. But he talks about the mounds, you know, the burial mounds, you know, the giants, you know. And what's interesting too is why don't we hear about the giant bones? Well, because you know, the wonderful Smithsonian, the wonderful group of people that are designed purposely to preserve the integrity of artifacts. They are absolutely fucking horrible at their job. They don't write it, they don't log it correctly, they misplace it, they destroy it, and they are absolutely horrible at their job. You know, they're so horrible. We're paying them? We're paying them to be this much of a fuck off? We're paying them? Jeez, what the fuck is wrong with us?
As it was 10,000 years ago. As it was 10,000 years ago. The mammoth and the mastodon, now so long dead that fragments of their monstrous bones alone testify that they ever lived, have gazed on Niagara in that long time, never still for a single moment, never dried, never froze, never slept, and never rested. So was Abraham Lincoln really the last Tartarian to lead us into battle against the invaders? That's a pretty amazing thought.
It is. It is a pretty amazing thought. And logically, in my mind, it would make absolutely perfect sense why they would assassinate him. Well, also, why'd they take out JFK? Because everything he was trying to dismantle. Because of everything he was aware of. Yet we co-sign all these things because we're unaware. You know, we sit here and we protest against things because we think, we believe, and we think we don't know. We act on beliefs and thinking. With our little pea brains, we act with our thinking without even putting a thinking cap on. Most of us have never even put a thinking cap on. We think just because we have a certification or a degree from some college or some whatever, we think that we have a thinking cap. You have a tinfoil fucking hat, and you just believe it to be a thinking cap. That's the only fucking difference. The difference is I think for myself. I think freely, and you think I wear a fucking tinfoil hat. Who's the real fool? You think I am. I know I'm not. That's the fucking difference. This is an interesting one. Zohan. Mom, daddy. It's all connected, people. It's all connected, people. Have we not realized yet? You know what people still don't realize? Every single president we've had has all been related. Every single fucking one. All been related. You know, all these people, the actors, all these people that are out in the mainstream media, they're all fucking related. Oh, interesting too. They're all fucking. Interesting too. Poor choice of words? Accurate choice of words. Accurate.
The United States goes to war with Iran in the near future. The United States goes to war with Iran in the near future. It will not be because Tehran actually threatens America. It will be because Israel and its powerful lobby in the U.S. have succeeded in creating an essentially false casus belli to mandate such action. While the United States has been driving drunk for quite some time, and that dangerous behavior has to some extent been encouraged by Israel and its many supporters in Washington. I also would not doubt that Israel, accustomed to behaving with impunity towards its alleged friend and patron in Washington, might manufacture a pretext to draw the U.S. into a new conflict. Israel, which relies on...
Did we hear that part? Did we hear that? I think I need to play that part again.
The United States goes to war with Iran in the near future. It will not be because Tehran actually threatens America. It will be because Israel and its powerful lobby in the U.S. have succeeded in creating an essentially false casus belli to mandate such action. While the United States has been driving drunk for quite some time, and that dangerous behavior has to some extent been encouraged by Israel and its many supporters in Washington. I also would not doubt that Israel, accustomed to behaving with impunity towards its alleged friend and patron in Washington, might manufacture a pretext to draw the U.S. into a new conflict. Israel, which relies on Washington for billions of dollars in aid and also for political cover in international fora like the UN, does not spy discreetly, largely because it knows that few in Washington will seek to hold it to account. Israel, where government and business work hand in hand, has obtained significant advantage by systematically stealing American technology with both military and civilian applications. The GAO concluded that Israel conducts, and this is a quote, conducts the most aggressive espionage operation against the United States of any U.S. ally. So the answer to the question, is Israel an ally of...
You know what the irony of that is? You know, that group of people he just listed, you know, someone that spied on us, treasonous, was imprisoned, got released by Trump. Trump released him, and he went back to his home state, which shouldn't even be a state. It isn't a recognized state. I don't recognize it. It shouldn't be recognized. But he goes back there and he's celebrated like a celebrity. how does he still have a head on his shoulders to be celebrated? Is the real question.
The one that mysteriously collapsed
Now I'm
into rubble.
They want to silence me.
Back to that apartment complex in North Miami. The one that mysteriously collapsed into rubble.
They want to silence me. I will not allow.
Rescuers are on the scene of that building collapse near Miami.
Almost like a real-life Building 7 moment. That was the Surfside Ball Harbor area. And here's where it gets strange. John McAfee died that same night. The building collapsed just a few hours after John McAfee's death. It only gets stranger. After the collapse, American emergency response teams weren't the ones leading the digging operation. You can look this up. They brought in the IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces, to sift through the rubble. Ron DeSantis even held a ceremony praising them for their work. But here's the question no one wants to touch. How did the IDF end up handling an American disaster site? And why that building, just hours after McAfee's death? Back to that apartment complex.
Oh, I thought he was going to get into it, but he doesn't. But McAfee had, the building collapsed hours after he was assassinated. And why? Because he had a whole lot of documents that were going to be released, and they know that. He had a kill switch. So if he had a bunch of information hidden in other places, he had a lot of apartments and other stuff, right? And they took the whole building down with the hopes of collapsing it and destroying everything. But then why did the IDF come in? To collect anything that might have survived through it. Anything that could have shown a poor light on God's chosen people that are so innocent of all wrongdoings, that do nothing but the Lord's work.
You have to force behaviors, and at BlackRock we are forcing behaviors.
Citizens will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording and reporting everything that's going on.
Which would penalize, fine people who don't have the appropriate behaviors.
And we're going to need to change behaviors.
And short-sighted behaviors that undermine collective progress.
You have to force behaviors, and at BlackRock.
Collective progress. Collective progress. Collective progress in recession. Collective progress in descending. Collective progress. Collectively go fuck yourself. Oh. Come on. What the heck? No way. Unavailable? I just saved this today. What the fuck? Damn. Well, interesting. You know what it was? You know what that video was? That video was talking about Virginia Democrats. Virginia Democrats. You know, they were elected because they said that they were going to help the people out. They were going to relieve the burden from them, right? How did they relieve the burden from them? They added 50 new fucking taxes. 50 new taxes. Oh, that's really useful. That's so fucking helpful. It's so helpful for releasing burdens. It's so helpful. The people that we elect to help us, they're so fucking helpful. So helpful, motherfuckers. And they're still going to keep their jobs. They're still going to keep the positions. People aren't going to be outraged enough. They're still going to allow. They're going to. This sucks, and they're not going to vote them out. They're not going to vote them out. They're going to allow them to finish their terms. They just elected them. Democratic fucks. Doesn't matter. Have we opened our eyes yet? Doesn't matter who gets elected. Democrat, Republican. There is no two-party system, idiots. They're all against us. They're all against us. They all serve the same evil fucking masters, and they all have nothing but our worst interest in mind. Oh, wake the fuck up. If you still think that there's the two-party system, then go back to bed. You think that you're awake? You've never been awake. You've been sleeping the whole time.
My life be like, yeah. My life be like, yeah. My life be like, yeah. My life be like times like these that make me say.
You know what's interesting is this was new to me. This one's new to me, but it makes a whole lot of sense. You know, if you look at all the old pictures, right? All the old pictures, they've all been whitewashed. And why were they whitewashed? They were to erase these from flying in the sky, so we didn't see that they were flying in the sky. You know, we're led to believe that they were, you know, they kept crashing and burning, and people were dying, and they weren't safe. Were they not safe, or were they very efficient? They could hold hundreds of people on them. Hundreds of people. And they were very cheap, affordable. And they had steel frames around it to protect it. And it had a steel frame around it to protect it from punctures and stuff. But not even that. You know, it's the ether, flying in the ether. And that's a whole nother thing too, is the airplanes. You know, if you do the math, you know, you look at how much fuel airplanes are supposed to, you know, burn through. The airplanes are not filled with fuel. You know, the technology doesn't just burn on fuel. It's the ether. You know, that thing that they removed from the periodic table? You know, that thing that they removed from the history books? You know, that thing that they remove that doesn't exist? Or maybe it existed too much. Maybe everything was too free. Maybe we were too happy. Maybe things were going too good for humanity. And the devil stepped in and said, we can't have that. Maybe.
Between 1850 and 1870, insane asylum populations in America increased by 55%. The population only grew by 22%. Where did all these insane people suddenly come from? The census recorded 15,619 people insane in 1850. By 1870, it was 37,432 insane. More than double the amount previously recorded. That's not gradual. That's an explosion. And the diagnoses? Vague, melancholia, confusion, mania, just labels that justified locking people away. This spike happened right after the alleged mud flood period, right when Tartarian buildings were being demolished and history was being rewritten. What if these people weren't insane? What if they remembered? They remembered a different world, different architecture, different technology, a civilization that didn't match the new official story. So they were institutionalized, removed, silenced. New York built the Willard Asylum in 1867, 1,100 beds, filled immediately. Utica Asylum opened in 1844 with 600 beds, also filled. They weren't treating mental illness. They were erasing memory. And when you remove that many adults in 2 decades, you create a crisis, a generation of children with no parents. And the 250,000 orphans they created, that's even darker. Then came the orphan trains. Make sure to follow for that one. Between 1850 and 1870.
You know what's really disturbing? What's really disturbing is when I hear Trump talking about bringing the insane asylums back. Well, you know, where does my mind go? Well, why did they open up the insane asylums to begin with? He said the population only grew 20%, but 50% of the population ended up in an insane asylum. The ones that remembered, the ones that spoke up, the ones that went against the grain, the ones that said, fuck your lies, fuck your false systems, go fuck yourself. I'm going to speak the truth until I'm no longer able to. And then when I'm going to come back again and I'm going to still fucking do it because you can't silence me. The people that are spiritually awake, the witch hunts, you know, it's all connected, people. The insane asylums. It's very disturbing to me when I hear Trump, because I know why they opened them up to begin with. So when I hear him talking about bringing them back, you know who belongs in there? The politicians. The ones that will try to silence my voice. They'll try to throw me in there for calling them out on their bullshit, for pointing their bullshit out. The ones that will try to throw me in there. Keyword try, won't succeed. What you doing down there? What you doing, bud? You know, whatever happened to the tunnels? What happened to the bloody mattresses they found down there? Oh, the bloody mattresses. Oh, they had some rabbi go on a couple shows and talk about how it was just part of, you know, part of their rituals, and how there's nothing to see here. It's just part of a ritual. You know, you wouldn't understand. You're not part of the group. You wouldn't understand. You wouldn't get it. It's unimportant. Don't look here. There's nothing to see here. Just carry on. Carry on. Nothing to see here.
A United States officer in the head and walked away a free man. His name was Plenty Horses, a young Lakota warrior who had just returned from the government's Carlisle Indian School, a place designed to erase his identity and teach him to forget who he was. When he came home to South Dakota in the winter of 1891, he found his people grieving in the snow. The Army called what happened at Wounded Knee a battle, but hundreds of Lakota men, women, and children lay dead. The snow was red, and the truth was buried. 5 days after the massacre, Plenty Horses saw Lieutenant Edward Casey, a U.S. officer who trained Indian scouts. Casey rode toward him on horseback. Plenty Horses raised his rifle, took aim, and fired a single shot. The bullet struck Casey in the head, killing him instantly. The government called it murder, but Plenty Horses and his lawyers argued that if peace existed, then Wounded Knee was a massacre. And if war still existed, his shot was not a crime, but an act of war. To convict him, the court would have to admit hundreds of Lakota civilians were slaughtered. To acquit him, they would have to say the war had never ended. In the end, they chose to protect themselves. They called it war. And Plenty Horses walked free, not because he was innocent, but because America could not afford the truth. A United States
choosing to protect ourselves. Oh, you thought that was one isolated event? Oh, you thought it only happened to my indigenous ancestors? You thought it only happened to them? You thought it doesn't happen to this day? Oh, that's cute. It's still fucking happening. Distasteful. To protect who? Protect who? Who? Like we have any honor to protect the United States government. Like we have any honor to protect. No. We have traitors to protect. That's what we fucking have. We have evil to protect. That's what we have.
That's right. 2010, right after the devastating earthquake, 33 children were smuggled out of Haiti. The woman who was arrested, Laura Gaylor Silsby, said they were orphans who were about to be adopted in the U.S. Upon investigation, however, it turned out most of these children were not orphans. They were later reunited with their parents. Furthermore, there were no adoption papers to be found. These kids had simply been abducted, stolen from their parents. Who exactly is this Laura Gaylor Silsby? First of all, she was on the board of directors of Alert Sense, the company that provides the technology for Amber Alert. Amber Alert is the broadcast emergency response to recover abducted children. Isn't that an interesting paradox?
Oh, yeah.
A convicted child trafficker? Yes, she was found guilty and convicted. Connected to Amber Alert? Set up to rescue children? Secondly, this lady is the founder of the Baptist organization New Life Children's Refuge, an orphan rescue mission for Haiti. Sounds to me like she...
You know, you think Haiti was an isolated event? Amber Alert system. Ghislaine Maxwell, her sister was the head of it, of the Amber Alert system. So ironic. A lady that's sitting in prison right now for child trafficking, her sister in control of the alert system to alert people about missing children. And then her father wrote the books to indoctrinate our schools. Nothing to see here, though. No, nothing to see here. Carry on.
Ways to smuggle children out of the country real easy. Nice cover. Last but not least, she's a close friend of the Clintons, who immediately paid for a lawyer, Jorge Puello, who himself is a convicted pedophile. He was arrested and convicted for leading an international human trafficking ring involving women and children. A former government official of Haiti, due to testify about the Clinton corruption, was found dead with a bullet in his head only days before the trial on July 12, 2017. Monica Peterson, the young social anthropologist who went to Haiti to investigate human trafficking on the island and who tweeted some critical thoughts about the Clinton Foundation, was found dead by hanging shortly after, in November 2016. Her death was ruled suicide.
Oh.
And when surgeons...
Just another case of someone investigating the Clintons. Just another case of someone investigating the Clintons, getting that, you know, that Clinton special. Except this time it wasn't a double tap in the head and a shotgun shot in the back. This time, you know, he hung himself. But nothing to see here. Nothing to see here.
Openly vented his disgust about the corruption by the Clinton Foundation that he himself witnessed while trying to save lives on the island. He too ended up dead. December 2017, he was found on the bathroom floor of his apartment in New York with a knife. 2010, right after the...
Yeah, the Clintons are some of the most evil people. But there's so many. There are so many, but they are very, very, very evil. I'm so happy that bitch didn't get the reins of our country, because oh man, whew, people think it's bad now. Whew, oh man, we dodged many bullets. That one. Tampon Tim.
Some of you may die. It's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
Fucking Tampon Tim. The irony of Tim Waltz encouraging people to protest ICE while standing behind his fortified walled mansion is a perfect picture of the left. Tampon Tim. What did I hear about Tampon Tim recently? Oh man, what was it? It was something really interesting. Tampon Tim. You want to know something interesting about Tampon Tim? So Tampon Tim used to serve in the reserves, right? He used to serve in the reserves. And, you know, it was a lead belief. So his team had something to do with, like nuclear, some sort of like, was it tanks? I think it was tanks. Or was it tank division or something like that? But he ended up selling the manual. Like, because the manual was under lock and key. Only a few people had access to it. And he was one of the very few people that had access to it. And then he was accused of, it was a lead belief that he sold it to China. Many people that he served with, that's their belief. Tampon Tim, he's been loyal to everyone but the nation that he's supposed to serve. He's been loyal to everyone but the nation that he swore an oath to. The dude has been loyal to everything but his own oath. Tampon fucking Tim. You know what's interesting too? You know, how he lobbied, you know, he's you know, they're all okay with having, you know, wannabes, you know, using the other bathrooms, you know, using, like, allowing, you know, whatever's going on in your head, you know, however you dress, whatever's going on in there, it's whatever you know, it's, you know, I saw a video recently of, there was 3 boys that were in trouble because some tranny was in the male locker room taking pictures of them. But guess who didn't get in trouble? Not the tranny, not the woman pretending to be a man that's in there recording the men. The men that spoke up, the boys that spoke up about it are under investigation and getting in trouble for speaking up about a fucking wannabe fucking man, a little bitch in the men's room recording them. And it's the same story, but different. You know, you're gonna get women in trouble that feel uncomfortable with men in the same locker room with them. What the fuck is wrong with us? What the actual fuck? Who thinks that this shit is okay? Who thinks that this is okay?
Through independent testing conducted by certified laboratories, the Florida Department of Health tested 46 different candy brands from 10 different companies. Of those, 33 were traditional, well-known candies, brands that we grew up with, things like Three Musketeers and Snickers and Skittles and Nerds and Kit Kats and Jolly Ranchers. In 26 of the 33 traditional candy brands tested, arsenic was detected at elevated levels. These levels are problematic when evaluated over the course of a year, and this is where the distinction is so crucially important. The concern here is not necessarily about one single piece of candy on one single day. The concern is when these products are consumed, as they realistically are, repeatedly over time, exposure can exceed what the Department of Health has determined to be safe annual allotment for arsenic. And here's why through independent testing conducted.
26 out of 33. 26 out of 33. Arsenic. No, but it's okay. It's FDA approved. Our government approved it. Our FDA approved it. So it's okay because our government loves us. Our government cares nothing about us being as healthy as we can be because our government loves us. Our government cares about us. Our government would not allow something that they stamp as appropriate, something that they stamp as healthy. Our government would not allow something harmful to pass through their very vigorous test, their very vigorous investigation. Of course not, because our government loves us. Our government cares about us. The fuck they do.
I have a quote I like to use. Always trust a person looking for truth. Don't ever trust the one who's found it. Because the universe, as one astronomer said, the universe is far stranger, is not only stranger than you can imagine, it's stranger than you can imagine. And I have always been a critic of government, world government, commerce, banking, etc. But I'm also wise enough to know that there are implications and powers that are operating around the world in which the leaders of the country, no matter who they might be, are responding to certain stimuli and certain powers that are the things going on behind the scenes. So I'm not personally condemning anyone, but I would like to see America stand for and be a better country as an example to the rest of the world of what a free people can be, and that's what I want to see. And the Bible actually says where there is no justice, there is no peace. And this is why we have wars and bloodshed throughout the world, because the world is filled with lies, deception, and injustice. I have a quote I like to use.
If you don't know who that is, all it says it right there. That's Jordan Maxwell. You know, I wish that I had paid more attention to his work 20 years ago. You know, when I was, you know, I followed a lot of other, you know, conspiracy theories. I didn't give him, hindsight's 20/20, but everything happens for a reason. And, you know, the whole spiritual aspect of everything, I was well aware of, you know, all the fuckery going on, but not aware so much about the spiritual shit too. But this man, you know, he had top secret clearance, very, very top secret clearance. This man was aware of a lot of stuff, and he tried telling us a lot of stuff. You know, thankfully, it's the knowledge is still out there. You know, as much as they wish it wasn't, it's still out there. You know, but this man had very high clearance. He was privy to a lot of information, a lot of things that didn't sit right with them, and so he shared it. You know, this man, a good man, an amazing man. This very knowledgeable, but not even that. It's just the things that he did, you know. But what did he get in return? Ostracized, you know, and cut down, castrated, in the sense of, you know, they try to take him. They try to take him down every chance. You know, it's the attacks on him. You know, who else? There's some other good people. You should look him up. And also, another good person to look into is William Donahue. My understanding of him is that he used to be a pastor, right? And then, but he's helped me break down a lot of the Bible stories, you know, the teachings, breaking it down into a 5D sense. Because, you know, a lot of people just read it and they take it as the 3D, you know, as face value, without ever knowing that there's another level of meaning in it, right? You know, but everything has multiple levels and meanings. And it's, you know, if you want to understand religion and your Bible more, you know, William Donahue, he could be very useful to you. He was useful to me, and if he was useful to me, I know he can be useful to other people. So if you feel intrigued enough, I would recommend looking him up. And I would definitely recommend looking into Jordan Maxwell as well. Very interesting. A lot of very interesting stuff. A lot of rabbit holes, you know, because one bit of information leads to another, to another, to another, to another. Next thing you know, it's like, I don't even know what rabbit hole I'm in anymore. Don't even know what rabbit hole I'm in anymore. All right, well, I think I'm done for now. Yeah, it's like 2 hours. All right, I'm going to stop this for now. But thanks for tapping in. Thanks for likes, your shares, your comments, you know, gifts. Thank you for every exchange of energy. And until next time.